Dr. NABISAH. We are from Group 3. On 11 December 2021, our group carried out an interview session with a registered counselor, Dr. Koo Billy, to discuss her career as a counselor via an online platform, Google Meet. The total duration of our interview is 2 hours, and we have asked a total of 20 questions to the counselor, which help us to get a better overview of what counseling really is and how it works in the reality.
Good day, I'm BINTI Dr. NABISAH and my fellow friends. My name is Kyle, matric number 272-807. Today, I will present the first 4 parts of the information gathered in the interview meeting. In the first part, Dr. Koo shared her experience in counseling. Initially, she served as a secondary school counselor for 12 years and 16 years as a counselor. So in short, she has been serving as a counselor for 28 years until now. In the second part, Dr. Koo specialized in family matters counseling service. For example, the case divorce, the domestic violence, the behavior of the children, the communication breakdown between the family members, and many more. In the third part, the main factor to lead Dr. Koo to choose counseling is her interest and passion. And most importantly, she felt happy when she could help the client out from the hardship. In the fourth part, Dr. Koo commonly applies 3 theories in providing counseling service. First, the theory of the behavioral, tingkah laku, is useful to identify the behavior of the client during the counseling service. It can be identified from the client facial expression, the words, and the conduct. And second, she applies person-centered therapy, PCT, as always understand the client feeling and try to put ourselves in the client view. And lastly, the rational emotive behavior therapy, REBT, to use the realistic fact to counsel the client. So that's all from me. I will pass the floor to the next presenter. Thank you.
My name is Koyan Han and my metric number is 274056. The information that I have gathered from the interview is about the counseling techniques. The most important technique that Dr. Koo frequently uses is active listening skills. The next technique is to have the ability to do reflection. The last technique is asking the client for clarification. The next information that I've gathered is on opinions towards multicultural counseling in Malaysia. Dr. Koo has an optimistic view towards multicultural counseling in our country. She claimed that a client will be more comfortable looking for a counselor in the same culture, as it is easier for the client to express themselves to the counselor using their own mother language. The following information that I've gathered is the rate of acceptance towards counseling services. Dr. Koo opined that the client who comes as an individual had contributed the highest acceptance rates towards the counseling service. Furthermore, it is hard for the community to accept the concept of counseling in the past because they will think that those looking for counseling services have mental problems. However, things have changed in the current days as there are getting more people who can accept counseling services. The last information that I've gathered is characteristics of being an efficient counselor. The most essential characteristic of being an efficient counselor is to keep secrets. The next characteristic is to respect the client who comes to you. The counselor should respect the client's final decisions as well.
Hi, my name is Elvis with metric number 272-967, and the information that I've gathered is the important skill to become effective counselor, such as be non-judgmental, being a good listener, and also empathy is more important than sympathy. Hence, in the opinion of Dr. Koo, she feels that this is a really important element to set the client views, which to solve their problem, which means to take the information of others rather than yourself. Yes, skill always play an important role in getting closer to a client, but there is less value when one forgets the principle of empathy. Next is the problem faced as a counselor and the ways to conquer it. The first is the firm splitting of the clients, which means when the client seeks for help every time, as it will eventually cause him or her to lose his own judgments. The next one is a forced counseling season. It occurs when sometimes forced to join the counseling, hence it will result in the client being rejected to review his opponents, and also the initial of the clients. While for the ways to conquer, there's a principle with counseling hold: always do it with your heart and mentally support until the end. Now we come to the current issue faced by the counselor, which is regarding the internet. First is the internet connection during counseling. Based on the report cover mobile experience, Meituan ranks 81 in the world in the terms of mobile data coverage. Hence, it's very important to handle those devices and sometimes the loss of connection. Alright, so now we come to the training and cost to be followed on current work setting. First and foremost, the duration of the license is up to 2 years and is required to renew. To be said that this is a whole process which a counselor has to pursue to audit themselves to the latest information. For example, Dr. Koo has handled a process of counseling for around Huxley, and this is something required to always learn and even from inventories. Alright, so that's all for me, and then now I pass to the next person. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kan Pei Fen and my matrix number is 271787. The information that I have gathered from the interviews is, the first is problem faced during pandemic. An effective counseling session is by face-to-face because counselor can observe their client's facial expression and action. But due to COVID-19 pandemic, it is quite hard for them to do so because most of the session will be done through virtual. Second, obstacle during venturing into counseling field. Our interview counselor, Dr. Koo, faced an obstacle in time because she not only gives counseling session to a client, but she also has other work like lecturing, doing research, and so on. So basically, she will do the counseling session by appointment basis and only do it on Sunday or Saturday. Third, influence choosing career in counseling field. From the interview, we know that Dr. Koo chose her career in counseling field is based on her own interest. In her first degree, she found that counseling is very interesting, so she continued to study to master and PhD level. Fourth, no idea on how to solve clients' problem. In her 28 years in counseling field, she also has met clients' problem that she also has no idea on how to solve it. But this not to mention that Dr. Koo is not professional enough. It is just because she as a counselor just give the guidance to her clients, but she cannot control what her client will do for the final decision. That's all from me. Thank you. I will pass to the next member.
Hi, my name is Churinyoo and my matric number is 272691. The information that I have gathered from the interview is, first, the career prospect as a counselor will be bright in the future. This is because nowadays even secondary school also need a counselor. Second, Dr. Koo's first interest was about Chinese literature. Her first choice is not to become a counselor. Her dream is to become a secondary school teacher teaching in Chinese literature. Next, the effective session is through a face-to-face, but due to the pandemic of COVID-19, the center is not allowed to receive too many clients, so she will take another alternative to do the session through residential, such as phone counseling and online counseling. Besides, the common issue faced by the student is stress, especially through academic, which they want to settle the assignment. She also tells us about the ways to cope with stress, such as do some exercise, relax yourself, listen to music, and etc. Lastly, the advice that Dr. Koo gave is to have empathy. The person needs to go into the client's heart to understand. The person also needs to like human. To become a counselor, the person must love to help people, have an interest in helping others, and can understand people's feelings and so on. So that's all for me. Thank you.
In conclusion, we worked as a team during the preparation. Besides, we are very happy and fortunate because the interview section was fruitful and informative. In the end, we are always grateful for Dr. Koo for sharing her opinions and assist us in our assignment, and also Dr. NABISAH for your kind assistance and guidance along the way. Thank you.